Hi, Tarot babes and badasses. It's Ethony and it's Oracle Wednesday. It's that time again for you to choose your cards, your pile of cards. I'm kind of liking this multiple card reading that I'm able to do now that I've expanded the platform. I hope that you're really enjoying it too. This is Oracle Wednesday from the 26th of June to the 2nd of July 2019. So as always, I'm going to switch over the cameras and you're going to see the piles of cards, and we've got some really special little tokens this week, and then you pick which one you feel drawn to, and then you come back and you have a look at the reveal. Now remember, sharing is caring, so if you've got a friend that you know who would love to pick their cards every week to get a message from the divine, from their higher self, from spirit, from their inner soul, make sure you share this across the social medias, baby, so that we can reach more people and bring in more people to learn about themselves, self-discovery, some reflection, and a little bit of guidance. So let's get to it, hot stuff. Now let's have a look at the piles of cards for this week. I now invite you to take a big, deep, calming breath in through your nose and out of your mouth. I want you to center yourself. I want you to ask yourself, your soul, your guides, your spirit, what message you need to hear for the coming week. What guidance is going to help you move through a situation or release something you've been holding on to? What do you need to know for your highest good? However you want to feel into that question. I want you to look at the three piles. This is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Pick the one that you feel the most drawn to. I recommend you write it down on a piece of paper so you don't forget. And when you're ready, let's have a look at the reveal. Welcome back. Now let's have a look at your reveals. I'm actually going to start with the tokens this week. Last week I actually ended everything with the charms, but the tokens were the first thing that really drew me in. And as always, I'm going to show you everything that I use at the end of the video. So check it out at the end and hang around if you want to see what decks and what instruments of magic I'm using. It's like it's like I got like a smoke cloud or something I'm using for your Oracle Wednesday. So our first, I'm going to see if I can make it come on, you can do it, camera. We have got, look how translucent I am. We have got the token charm of the third road. Now I actually did, these are brand new tokens from Journey Tokens from Kelly Fitzgerald from The Truth in Story. I said I was going to show you at the end, but I will show you the packaging and everything. So this is about edges and the space between, and really looking at things that are a little less obvious. Opportunities, options, voices, not like voices, but musings, things that are coming from a place of the peripheral, things that are not completely obvious. Sometimes when we look at the choices that we have in front of us, we kind of go, is it going to be road A or road B? We don't really have a look and see if there is road C, D, E, Z, Y, what is underneath, what is shifting slowly, what is on the edges, really about looking at different possibilities and shifting your perspectives. So your first little message here is to have a look at the spaces in between. Now, how are you going to get there? You're going to get there through the Four of Swords or the Four of Blades. This is about rest and really reflecting and building a safe space for your mind, your body, and your soul to really breathe into those spaces between. When we have got so much going on, when there is too much information coming in, when we've got too much stimulation, when we are in too much drama or too much intake, what that creates is sort of static in our energy field. what you're being asked to do is to clear that out, whether that is doing some cord cutting, grounding, meditating, actually like extricating yourself from a room or a group of people so that you can really find out what is your true calling, what is your voice, what is the message you need to hear, and what is the choice that is right for you. And our final message for those of you who chose pile number 1 today is that do know that your past supports your future. So you may feel as though your past is something that is not so great. Sometimes we have you'd have to be living a pretty charmed life or a very sheltered life not to have some difficulties in your past. But what we're looking at here is how this card is created and linked to the Justice card in the tarot. So this is all about like cause and effect, things projecting forward and moving forward. Now your past supports your future, and this is the real key to this. You can choose how it supports your future. It does not have to be something that carries onward. This can be something where you disrupt the pattern. You say, I'm going to know what's happened in the past, the choices maybe that I've continued to make in the past, and I know that I have maybe done the same thing, reacted the same way, made the same sort of choices, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to disrupt this by finding some peace and quiet, finding my inner compass, my inner balance, and then looking at the option that I haven't ever chosen before, or that has been quietly calling me for a long time, but I haven't actually gone ahead and done it. So your past does support your future, because what it does is it shows you patterns and beliefs and ideals that you may not necessarily have to continue. If you really do like that, if you feel as though there is nothing that you would sort of change in regards to where you're at right now, this is just about really staying on your path and ensuring that you're taking care of your energy and your space, but also looking at things that are less obvious in regards to choices and making sure that you're taking everything into consideration. So that is your pile 1 this week. Okay, pile 2, you start out with the beautiful fall or autumn charm or token. I keep calling them charms, but they're tokens. And this is about harvesting and clearing. And they may seem like they're separate, energies and separate things to do, but really they are very connected. When we harvest what is right, what is ripe, and what is ready, we are allowing space for things to drop away that are not. When you are, I guess the term can be called like cherry picking, when you are going and finding the perfect things for you, you are also clearing and allowing what is not right for you to fall away and just say, no thanks, I don't really need to go there. So your first little charm, oh my gosh, keep doing it. Your little token, your little message for today, for those of you who have picked pile number 2, is to not get distracted by everything. You don't have to take everything. You don't have to do everything. Only choose what is right for you. Your second card and how you're going to, your second sort of divine item and how you're going to get there is through the 5 of Pentacles or the 5 of Coins. This can be a card that really elicits some very interesting reactions from people because they're like, oh no, it's the card of poverty, run away, run away. And that is true. It can be the card of poverty. But what this is saying is you don't have to take everything. You don't have to allow FOMO, fear of missing out, fear of being left behind, of not being in the in crowd, of not having the thing that everybody else has, make you or lead you to feel as though you have to make decisions that are going to leave you struggling. Whether that is like constantly needing outside reassurance, or you're going to need constant like stimuli from the outside, or that you're doing the right thing. All those things that are kind of like patch jobs, you're being really, really called to kind of go, what is really driving this energy? So if you are feeling as though you're making decisions just to keep up with someone or something, this is a real wake-up call for you to make sure you're coming back to that energy of the harvest, of taking what is really just good for your soul and not necessarily what everybody else expects you to do or what you feel as though you have to do to keep up with everybody else. Your final message is fierce serenity, and this is connected to the strength card in the tarot. And this is letting things go that is not meant for you with grace. So really just sitting back and going, you know what, I no longer choose to keep up with the Joneses or keep up with the appearances of X, Y, and Z. I am actually going to live authentically in what is really mine, really nurture the ground and harvest things and put energy into things that really mean a lot to me, and I'm not going to worry about everything else. One of the interesting energies, and I've done a lot of work around the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Coins, is that this is a feeling of being locked out or left out of something. And if you're feeling as though you're being locked out or left out of something, whether that is by somebody or by yourself, it's a real opportunity for you to really dig into those root chakra survival, acceptance, ground work, root work, and figure out what that's triggering for you. And that is not always really easy work, which is why it's such a beautiful partnership to have this with the strength card, to really delve into that. Why do I feel the need to keep up, or why am I feeling as though I'm being left out? Because if it is a feeling of being left out, especially if it's around people, if you've sat with these cards this week and you picked it because you're having struggles with some people in your life, maybe they're not your tribe, maybe they're not your people. If there is a situation you feel as though you're being removed from, can you let that go with grace? There's a lot there for you to dig into with these 3 divine items for you this week. But really, it's about allowing what is for you to be for you in your heart space and in your soul space, and really knowing that that is what is needed, and then letting everything else go that is not supportive of your journey. And last but certainly not least, we have the pile of 3. We have the 3rd pile, and your first token, your first message today is crystal. This is the crystal token, and this is about soul support and resetting your vibes. Now, this is a really cool little token. It has a really amazing message. This is all about resetting those intentions, resetting your energy, resetting the vibes in your space. This is your body, mind, soul. So whether that is cracking out your favorite smudge stick, your favorite sage, your sweet braid, your special blend, your spray, whatever it may be, having a good bath, resetting all that, that's the first thing to do. But then it's really about grounding that, right? Because we're looking at this as the crystal energy, that earth energy. And what that's asking you to do is to reset the button on your situation or what's going on. So go back to basics, revisit things in a new light. Maybe you've been really close to something for way too long, and now you're getting into this repetitive, stuck space where you don't know how to tackle it anymore. You need to go back to basics. You need to reset things, even if that means resetting it and getting another pair of eyes on what you're doing. How you're going to do that? The 5 of Blades, the 5 of Swords. We have got some tricky stuff this week. I'm not going to lie to you. Everyone's kind of like moving through this very interesting space. We're coming up to the 7th of July is when we're coming into our next Mercury retrograde. I want to hide. We are in a waning moon. There is a lot. We're going to be coming into, when's the new moon? I'm trying to find my calendar. But there is lots and lots of things shifting. We just went through the summer solstice. So there is a lot going on here. And with all of those energies, one of the things you're being asked to do is to lay down your blades. That feels a little bit like what was said in the first one, but this is about what you're choosing to go into battle with. You may have been beating yourself up because you can't get past something, or you may have been digging your heels in because you just really, really want to stick it to somebody, or you're like, I'm going to dig in my heels. I don't care. I'm just going to really, I'm right, they're wrong. I'm going to really, this is the stance. This is the field that I, the sword that I die by. And it's like, is that really doing anything for you? So when we're resetting, we're allowing things to be let go, so that you don't have to be in this space of battle anymore. Words can be weapons. So it's really like the words we're saying to ourselves and the words we're saying to each other, the words we're creating our reality to. And that's another beautiful thing about resetting. It's like, I no longer have to believe or take on the words that I built up in this role that I'm playing right now. I can reset all that, and what a beautiful freeing thing that is. And finally, we have cut the cords of doubt. And doubt is very supported in this, because when we doubt something, when we get those nasty, jealous feelings, those envious feelings, those feelings of, being unworthy popping up, it can really trigger something in us. And when we start to cut cords, and we've got swords here, so if you use swords in your visualizations like I do when you're cutting cords, it's a real connect here, it's a real tie here. When we start to cut the cords with our doubts, with not being able to do something, when we reset everything, when we set the expectations that something has to be the way that we want it to be, or that we built up in our mind to be, we allow things to move and be free. So your message, my lovely ones, for the third pile this week: reset. Look at things from a new perspective. Reset your energy. Reset a situation or a relationship. Go back to basics. Really start looking at the foundations of things for yourself. Let go of your doubts. Look at the words you're building your world around in, and see if they are supportive or they are actually destroying what you're trying to do, and move forward from there. So like I said, not all very easy stuff to do this week, but that is what you have all been chosen. And remember, these are messages that are just something for you to take into consideration as you move through your week. I do personal readings, and they are very, very different to something that is like this, which is like a general guidance for how you're feeling and what you need to be aware of in your soul this week. So what do we use for Oracle Wednesday? The first one is the Journey Tokens Divination System by Kelly Fitzgerald, who is a Truth and Story here on YouTube, and she's also just fabulous. She's across all of the medias, all of the social medias, and she's also an incredible artist. Oh my gosh, her artwork is stunning. Her watercolors are stunning. So I haven't unboxed these yet. I got them as soon as they were available for pre-order. I have been following Kelly for a long time. I got this printed on Lulu, the guidebook. I recommend it if you do have these, to get the guidebook printed from Lulu, because there is some great stuff in here. You get a little bag, and look how gorgeous. You get this gorgeous canvas bag. And there are so many charms. Or tokens, I call them charms. I love working with multiple divination systems, so these are just stunning. And for those of you who are doing Tarot Summer School, are interested in Tarot Summer School, Kelly's class, Connecting the Web, talking about divination systems and connecting our lives through colors and symbols and all these beautiful natural divination systems, is live at Tarot Summer School right now. They're pre-recorded, so you're not going to miss anything. And always feel free to message me, email me, DM me if you've got any questions about Tarot Summer School. It's open till the end of August. So that's Kelly's beautiful tokens, and this was the first reading I ever did with them, and I really love them so hard. So going heavily into rotation in my my little, my stuff, my little pals here. The second deck that I used is the Darkness of Light Tarot by Tony. I can't remember your surname, gorgeous. I'm eagerly awaiting the next edition. This is the first edition. I'm eagerly awaiting the next edition. I really want to get it. This is, I'm going to see if I can, that's better. This is such a gorgeous deck. Please do know that this is, like I said, the first edition. The second edition, oh, my favorite card. The second edition that came out was different. So I know that there has been some changes, but it's such a gorgeous deck. I have done an unboxing of this deck on my channel, but this is the Darkness of Light Tarot. Oh, just so pretty. I'm looking at them and not looking at you. I get distracted by the pretty cards every day. Look at the and look at the Queen of Cups. Just yes. So that is the Darkness of Light deck, tarot deck. And the third one, I'm sure many of you who know a lot of decks know already all of these, is the Sacred Creators Oracle deck by Chris-Anne Donnelly, who is a good friend of mine. I'm eagerly awaiting, as I'm sure many of you are, her to the Tarot of the Muse and the Light Seers Tarot. Can't wait. I backed both of them on Kickstarter. And this is, the guidebook to this is just so juicy and gorgeous. And this is just such a beautiful deck. And I haven't used it in a while, so I thought I'd crack them out. And what is gorgeous about these is the symbols. I was like, oh, we're very much on a symbolic space today with Oracle Wednesday. And I love everything that Chris-Anne does. I'm a big fan, as well as a friend. So they are the decks and the tokens that we use this week. I will pop everything in the description below in regards to where you can go and support the creators of these tools, and all the links to Tarot Summer School and how you can work with me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this is helpful, and I'll see you all for next week's Oracle Wednesday.